Hello and welcome to Weekend Investing Daily Bites. Today is 22nd of November, a day to remember. In recent times, the market fell through the floor, down by more than about 2% and even more during the day. The 2% fall is not the major highlight, but the fact that there was selling across the board, regardless of what kind of stocks that were there, primarily led again by the IPO stocks recently, the Paytm IPO, which came 2 days back, which lost 20% on day one, and today as well it almost reached at another minus 20% point before recovering a little bit. So we will, in light of these current situations, a lot of new investors who have never experienced falls are panicking or are very distressed. So we thought that we will, go over the history of market falls and how quickly or in how much time did those falls come back, just to get a better reference for those people who have not been in the market for too long. Because a market fall should not be viewed as end of it all, or end of your trading or investing career. These are part and parcel of trading and investing. Drawdowns in any strategy is a very much a integral part of your system. Unless you are facing drawdowns, I don't think there is any system that you are trading or investing in. So as I also tweeted today, that the only asset class where you will never have a red day is the banking FD, and which is the worst form of investing. Let's first take a look at the market. Although there's not much to talk about there, everything was bashed down. PSU banks, some ratings were downgraded. Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, State Bank. Real estate stocks hammered down, auto stocks, energy stocks, mainly the ones that were running recently. Of course, the most of the stocks in momentum portfolios were beaten down more. But even FMCG stocks, which had already gotten beaten out, were also pushed down. Pharma stocks, another 2% gone. Metals were the only space where they were not really thrashed down. So metals and some commodities also. But as you can see, over this last 1 week, it has been quite a bloodbath of sorts for all the sectors. In terms of the indices, all indices down between 2% and 3%. Mid and small caps were down more, 2.75%, small caps at 2.7%, Nifty at 1.9%. And of course, weekend investing, small cases also were in line or even more down. MIMT all cap losing 3.6%, MI50 losing 3.2%, MINNF10 being the best of the losers at minus 1.12%. So between the last 3 months, MI20 and MINNF10 have done quite well. MI35 has also done reasonably all right at plus 9.5%. MI25 has been quite a bit of a laggard, along with MI30 and MI80H2. Different strategies perform at different times depending upon the constituent. So short-term strategy moves are not really so important, but nevertheless we would like to track them on a weekly and monthly basis. So let's come to the topic of the day, the brief history of market falls and comeback. So the history of the Indian market has been such that there has never been a fall which has not been recovered. Because we are such a good growth economy, and indices, as you very well know, are just like managed funds, wherein losers are removed and new winners are brought in. So the index never loses in this fashion. Unless, of course, you have a Japan-like situation where you went up 4x and then for the next 20 years, they were not even stocks which you could replace and have the index go up. So that's a special case. But in most emerging market and growth economies, the index never loses. And that is precisely the reason why index investing is also very popular. It's almost like having a low cost or a near zero cost mutual fund without having to pay for the fund manager. So let's go and take a look at the Nifty chart. So let me show you the Nifty chart. So this is the Nifty chart for the last 2 decades. We'll take it from, let's say, year 2000. And this, if you see this fall from 2000 till about 2003 is hardly even visible, even if I go to a log chart. You can see here that this fall was the first major fall after a long time. Of course, we had this Harshad Mehta fall, this Harshad Mehta rise, and then the fall here. And then this .com boom happened where Nifty went from 800 to about 1700, almost doubled within a span of a year and a half. And then, of course, it gave it back up, almost all of it. However, this story is hiding the fact that many stocks went up 20-30 times. And of course, they crashed 98-99% also after that. So this was one of the big falls in this period. Then we had a very nice rally from 2003 onwards, about 900 Nifty till about 2000 Nifty. So about, again, more than double within a span of about 1 year and 6 months, or rather 9 months itself. And then the market was consolidating, and then BJP lost the elections in 2004 in the India Shining campaign, and the market lost some ground here. This was one of the other major corrections. And then we had a continuous sort of global rally in emerging markets, which took us along up with small corrections on the way. One in 2005 here, another one in 2005, then another big one in 2006, then in 7, and then the big one, the global financial crisis, where Nifty went from 6300 to 2200. So almost 65% of the value was lost within a matter of 10 months. But the beauty is that in the next 2 years, it recovered everything back. So, your period of sustaining this downtrend was a few years, but of course not like in decades. Then if you move forward, 2011 was a sort of a down year. Then we had gradual market moving up with Modi rally coming here in 2014. And then we had a very nice drawdown here for almost a full year, going from March 15 till about March 16. The market just kept going down. And the euphoria that had built up on the BJP win, this was a corrective move after that, because the results were not there to support that kind of a move that we already had. And then from 16 onwards, after demonetization, we had another run up here, which culminated in a nice move from 6,700 till about 8,900. And then we had this correction in the last quarter of 2016, post which again there was a very nice fine rally with a correction somewhere in 2018. And then of course we had one in July 19 and a major one in the COVID crash in first quarter of 2020, and we have not looked back since then. Since the bottoming of the COVID crash, we've not had any meaningful correction so far. Whether the current blip that we are seeing here is hardly visible will become a meaningful correction, coming down to 15, 16,000 levels or not, that of course is to be seen. But if you see the history of Indian markets, is that every fall has been, short-lived. I would say, even a couple of years is not such a long period. In case you are getting, above double digit returns, and you have to bear some pain at some point of time. But really, we've had really a very nice 2 decades of a market run. So let's go back to the presentation and see the statistics here. So this is all the 14 periods when Nifty fell 10% or more in the last 2 decades that we have tabulated. And you can see here that this first fall after the dot-com crash, after which the market was really standstill for many years, 2 to 2.5 years. It took 967 days for the Nifty level to recover back to its high. And the drawdown during this period on the Nifty was 51.4%. So this was a major fall that happened at that point of time. Next one, from January 2004 till December 2004, so 224 days, before which you had about a 30% drop, especially in May 2004, and then we recovered by December 2004. March 2005 to June 2005, 75-day fall, max drawdown 12%. In 2005 again, 35-day fall, max drawdown 13%. 2006 was a slightly bigger fall at 29.9% again, took 122 days to recover. 2007, a smaller one, 15% drop, 69 days to recover. 2007 again, 11% drop, 41 days to recover. And then the mother of all, 59.9% drawdown here. I think it was a bit more. I don't know how we've measured it, but at some point during October it was plus 60. But nevertheless, 698 days to recover here. And then immediately after recovering, we went into another downswing, and it took 748 days to recover from that, to get out of this 28% drawdown. So this period, 2008 to 2013, about a 6-year period, is where there was no net gains on the Nifty. Now if you try to think about a 6-year long period where index has not net gained from day one at 6,300 odd until 6 years later, it did not cross that level. So index investing would have, really frustrated people in that 6-year period. But particular stock investing or having a strategy to get winners into your strategy and jettison losers, that probably would not have given you such a bad pain in that period also. And we will see that in part 2 of this series possibly tomorrow. Again, March 2015 to March 2017, there was a max drop of 22.5%, took 502 days to recover. And then 2018 onwards, we had 3 small drops of 10, 14 and 11%, about 122, 157 and 119 days to recover in 2018 and 19. And then the COVID crash of 38%, which has taken 207 days to recover. So we have not had any meaningful correction since January 2020. Currently, the Nifty is down just about 1,000 points, which is about 6% from the top. So none of these drawdowns that we have taken are less than 10%. So we have not even come into this category yet, in case we do fall further. But in the next year or two, definitely there may be one of these events that will happen where we will get 10, 20, 30% type of fall. But the learning to take out of this is that all these falls were made up for sooner or later. That is one. Two, if you were gradually coming into the market during these falls, you would be in the green much earlier than the number of days that I am showing you here. So if you started at 6,300 in 2008 and you sipped till 2,200 Nifty, in the next 6 months you would have been in green. And while the index did not go anywhere for 6 years, by the end of 6 years you would definitely be in positive territory with a reasonable margin even in that sideways 6 years, because you would have had the advantage of buying more quantity at the lower prices and lesser quantities at the higher prices, which is the advantage of the SIP coming in. And the biggest advantage of having a continuous stream of investments coming in regardless of market levels is that you get that compounding over time, which inherently our brain is not capable of really addressing when we look at short term in nature. But over a longer term it really multiplies, and it multiplies fast. And I will show you examples tomorrow of how or later this week, where how small SIPs have really built wealth for people, provided they were in the right strategies which made sure that they beat the index and the inflation. So with this, I come to an end to this daily bite. I hope you liked this data and you'll take heart from the situations that corrections are a part of the market. Once in every decade, you will have a major crash also, maybe more frequently now. But do know that if we are investing in a growth economy and we are not, investing in stocks that have no underlying earnings, we will always come back, and it is the strategy which will make sure that we come back to a strategy all-time high much more quickly than in index all-time high. Even in index investing, of course, you will still make much more money than what the inflation is or what the money will do sitting in the bank. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.